Welcome to the next Learning Network event. All our partners represented here, people from the Eastern Cape, from Gauteng, from the Western Cape, and from KZN. And of course we have people from the National Department, National Treasury, the DTI, the Presidency, EDD, and we have, of course, our hosts from the city of Tshwane.
And quite key in terms of what we do is to make sure that our work helps the province and indeed the country to contribute towards growing the economy, reducing poverty, and also reducing the levels of unemployment, particularly amongst our youth.
And if we look at innovation and creativity, what the neuroscientists are saying to us is our brains function best and are most creative when we are in relationships with other people. What happens is that the mirror neurons in our brain that help us to sync what's going on in a group of people actually start to get our brains to work in sync with one another.
Everybody is talking value chains at the moment. It's the buzzword. And what the global value chains approach does is it thinks beyond the production capabilities. It thinks about the links between final markets, the production and the innovation requirements for that.
And just to share with you in terms of actually how are we structured, what do we do, and also maybe I'll share with you some few projects which we run in partnership with industry, which if the nation was here was going to add more flesh on some of those programs, because we run some of the programs with a partnership with AIDC. What is happening is that in the Department of Economic Development, they've got 3 focus areas.
This concept of going from a supply push to a demand pull view of value chains, I think, is something that is very interesting and is worth discussing and considering. What does that actually mean for the way that we're focusing on these things?
One of the issues in the research focuses on the role of cluster organizations, of organizations that are formed to focus on what's referred to as the commons, the cluster commons.
Are the companies that are part of clusters generally aware of the fact that they are in actively structured cluster initiatives?
Now, value chains versus clusters. And I must say, from my perspective, I think value chains, in my world, I think it's very important to understand the concept around value chains and to understand the value chains within. It's a very important analytical tool. But I think when it comes to implementation, we don't dwell a lot on value chains. It's much more around the tools around clustering that we look at.
The approach that we are taking is we are having clusters as one of our key tools of supporting this development. We also look at small-scale industries, we look at catalytic projects, and also value chains.
And we hope to see you back again at the Innovation Hub at some time in the future. Thank you.